Alright, so if you're looking for an ATV plow for the winter, as you can see, the snow is already fallen, so you're a little bit behind the game. But if you're still looking, this is definitely a good option. The KFI open trail plow. I went with the 60-inch wide option. It's about 16 inches tall. Relatively reasonably priced. The base plow and all the hardware setup is about roughly $700. These extras, the flap here works somewhat. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. Does help a little bit though. And then these marker guides are an extra like $10. A little bit helpful when you're working around stuff. It's worked pretty well. I've already used it once. Was already gotten to with a bigger plow, but we'll get to some other sections so you can see what the plow does on the ATV. Install was probably about an hour at most. You're gonna have this plate down here that it connects up to. You can see there's 4 bolts that hold on this plate, and then there's these quick connect pins right there. So it's actually really easy to take on and off if you need to. And once you get that installed, I mean, you got to add little stuff like that to the blade and these springs and stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty easy install. You can do by yourself. The plate you might want to have a little help with because it's a little hefty while you're lining it up and bolting that in. But overall, easy to set up. So, oh, the poor golden retriever. Does nobody love you? Do you want to come off the leash? Do you want to run around? You grumpy out here? It's not. Here, I'll take you off. Oh, you're free. Oh, you're free. Oh, there he goes. Time to get the zoomies. Alright, so like I said, some of this has already been plowed, but I'll set up and show you what it can do. Also, for making adjustments, sometimes it's easier to push when you put a little angle on it. So it seems like it's a little easier sometimes for the plow to work. It's got a little angle on it. Alright, so we'll put it back in low. Out. Don't mind that squeak, I gotta fix those brakes. So obviously when I'm plowing like this, it's really easy to blow up the machine if you're not in low. I don't have it locked, but I've got it in 4-wheel drive, low, and there's a work mode. when there's any type of bind on the drive line, this is going to be tight. I've noticed this a lot, especially with plowing. So try lifting the blade, lowering the blade. If there's any tension on the drive line, just figure out a way to take the tension off before you shift it. Because if you try to crank on this stuff, you're going to break it. So yeah, that about covers it. Does a good job. Overall, I love it. So definitely a brand to check out if you're looking for an ATV snowplow. I know they make these for all brands.